Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. On this week's episode of Diners and Dragons, we will go to the rolls and find a willing sacrifice to aid us in our culinary quest. Sissy the cat! Ah yes, Sissy, you delicious beast. You will be aiding us in this week's journey. While I enjoyed Sissy as a pet...
Whoa. You can't cook with my cat.
It was entered into the rolls and has to happen. I am terribly sorry.
You can't.
It's a delicious cat.
Okay, then I volunteer as tribute.
Well, if we're not going to eat Sissy, what can you make?
The brown bread with seeds that District 11 sends to Katniss.
Yes, the crescent-shaped one. Very well, on this week's episode of Diners and Dragons, we're going to be exploring the world of the Hunger Games.
We're going to be making the crescent bread that District 11 sends Katniss.
May the odds be ever in your favor.
Happy Hunger Games! So we're taking a cup of warm water, not super hot, because you don't want to kill what we're about to put in.
Yes, warm like the feelings between all districts at the time of the Hunger Games.
Like the feelings between the two of us.
Yes, very warm.
Next, we add 2 teaspoons of yeast to the warm water. What we do now is we leave it. We have to let it sit for probably 10 minutes, and then we'll come back and show you what it looks like.
This is the type of action-packed experience we like to provide on Diners and Dragons.
So you can see how it's kind of blooming. Like you see those little spots right there. That means that the yeast is activated. And oh, it just bloomed in front of your very eyes.
My God!
It's so good.
There's an elegant tapestry of yeast.
It's exploding.
How much honey are we putting in?
A half cup.
So, Lucy, tell me, if you were trapped in an arena in a fight to the death, and there were 23 other people that you had to kill, what would your strategy be?
I would probably do a lot like what Rue does, because as you can see, I'm not exactly a terrifying specimen. Just outlast everyone.
My actual preferred method would to be trying to actively kill someone every hour. We'll try to sneak in, kill one of them, and then leave. Kind of like a slasher in a slasher film.
You don't want to be like the careers who are obviously the ones like to be. Then again, you would get the most gifts because districts 1 and 2 are the wealthiest. I'm going to start with a cup of wheat flour and we'll see what that looks like, and then we'll add some white flour to that. When in doubt, switch to a whisk.
We're stopping Whisk City.
Ho ho! That was culturally on point there, Michael. So we're going to start with white flour now. So it's getting thicker.
More flour?
We should add more flour. It's going to be fairly thick. I always thought it was funny that pita was like the baker's son, and then you got like pita. I'm flouring the surface that we're going to roll this out on.
My hands have become a science experiment.
It's sticky, right? So we got our dough. Now we just need to knead it.
Should I be preheating the oven?
No. Oh, God, honey.
Do we have a long way to go?
We're so far away.
How long is it going to take?
A lot of bread making is just waiting. I meant to do a fire manicure, but I forgot.
It's okay.
Alright, so I've been kneading for maybe 10 minutes or so. We cleaned out the bowl. There's some oil in the bottom. So just kind of swirl it around until it's coated. So I got a warm, wet towel here, which we're going to cover our little bread dough in, our little baby. Our baby that we will eat.
Oh.
So it's rising in the microwave, which is off. And we're just going to wait an hour and then we'll come back and see what it looks like.
Okay, so it is an hour later.
It's about doubled in size, as you can see. One test is a finger test where you just stick your finger in, and if it doesn't immediately puff back up, then that means it's ready. Oh, it's a little face.
I'm going to start to make our District 11 filling. We've got some shelled walnuts, we've got some sliced almonds. To that, we're going to be adding an ample amount of honey.
That's a gorgeous color of that nut mixture. What do you call that?
That is mahogany!
So if you've ever rolled out your own pizza dough, you know that it takes some time. Alright, so we're adding some seeds now. So we're just going to kind of sprinkle them on. It's starting to accept its new shape. For a while it was like, no, I want to be a ball. And now it's like, fine.
I'll be a pizza.
That looks pretty.
Quite pretty.
So we'll just add like a little pile, like maybe a teaspoon's worth. Stretch it out a little. Roll that over. Roll it up. This little top guy won't want to stay, so just pinch him. And then put these guys together. Beautiful! Alright, we're So I've got just a beaten egg and some water. So we're just gonna kind of. The oven is at 350 degrees.
And
so
where will we be putting these lovely tributes?
into the oven.
For how long?
Heck, I anticipate they will probably need 25 minutes.
We've got these delicious District 11 rolls. Well, let's hope they're
Yes.
delicious, or else some little kitty cat might be in our entertainment. Well, let's see how this is.
I'm gonna break it open.
A little chewy.
I could have had some butter. I like the nut filling center.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting, we put so much honey in them, but I don't think they're overly sweet.
It's good, it's just not a confection.
What's the verdict?
I suppose we'll just stick with the rolls.
Anywho, thank you very much for joining us on this week's episode of Diners and Dragons. We hope you will join us next week for another geeky kitchen adventure.
And have a lovely night, and may the odds be ever in your favor.
Happy Hunger Games, everyone.
Happy Hunger Games. Someone regenerated over the week. We're very carb-conscious in the capital.
Not using that. I once had a humidifier shaped like a penguin named John.
Let me just posit this. If we just left this here for 24 hours, would it turn to rose?
Hey, that's my arm. I need that.
That is bonkers.
It's bread.